Slater King, voy a hacerle la pregunta que todo el mundo está deseando que conteste. ¿Dónde ha estado?
Supongo que tenía que desaparecer un tiempo. Así que fui y me compré una isla.
¿Una isla?
Es un gran sitio para llevarte a los amigos. Un placer conocerte, Frida. Nos vamos a mi isla unos días. ¿Os queréis venir?
I think you're right about the idea of essentially eradicating victim blaming. Like the way Zöe created Slater King as a character and created Frida and the situation that they're in means that the audience are along for the ride and don't blame her in, oh, she's a dumb girl for going, which is the equivalent of you shouldn't have been wearing that skirt, you know? I think that is one thing that there's so many different messages in this film, but that is one that was really exciting to me. Like, yes, we're putting her at the forefront, Frida, but we're also not putting her in a situation where the audience can't follow her and can't understand how she could find herself in that situation.
Yeah, I think it's hard, you know. I mean, I think the men were in this, you know, kind of to service these stories that I think women are luckily being able to actually explore and tell now. And but I always kind of bring it back, excuse me, to all those people on that island were there for a reason other than just partying, you know, other than just having a good time. There were also other motives, whether they were subconscious or conscious, you know, people were there for possible opportunity or whatever. And I think that always is going to be at play with when you're young and coming up and looking for opportunities and things, and just know, what are you willing to do? What are you willing, what kind of danger are you willing to put yourself in to get something that you want? And, you know, because more than likely, the thing that you want isn't going to be as good when you get it. And the worst thing possible that's going to happen to you is probably not going to kill you, you know, but you better hope it doesn't.
Yeah. Or you won't know if it did.
Yeah. That'll be a wrap. The part. There's these little moments where Naomi's character Frida is in a little bit of a fight for Slater's attention, and like it's my favorite scene in the movie. It was one of my favorite scenes where she acts like she chokes on a raspberry, and I was just like, that's such a G move. It's so good. It's such a, and then Alia is just kind of there, and she just swims away, going, and she just laughs. I was always really jealous of that scene because I was like, God, it's such a good scene. It's so you don't even hardly say anything in the scene, and everything's going on. It's great.
I think my favorite, and I was there, I was watching you do it, is the last scene, and the part of it is in the trailer where Zöe King says, "So everybody's dead," which is so twisted.
Very twisted.
And that scene, without giving anything away, I was behind the camera, kind of, so for eyeline and for the scene. And watching Channing do that, I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. And it's so well written. And you guys wrote it, you've been saying 2 days before we shot it, they were reworking it. And it is just chef's kiss. It's like my favorite of your performance. I've seen so many of your films, dude. And I got to be there to watch my favorite performance of yours, which is a privilege, man.
Voy a por los móviles, tú vigila. Dios mío.
¿Qué vamos a hacer contigo?
Tenemos que averiguar qué está pasando.